When we say a house costs as much as an apartment, it's not clickbait or a marketing trick. This is our project, Spritna Oaza, an energy-efficient house designed for comfort and affordability. Halfway through construction, together with the team from Dompewan Energy, we refined it from the first sketch to the last detail. They have the experience and team to handle the entire construction from start to finish. We added our ideas, needs, and a whole list of questions to that. And you know what? It worked. In this series, we show you every step from breaking ground to when you can take off your shoes at the door. Thanks to this, you can decide for yourself whether to build such a house with your brother-in-law and a team of friends. Or maybe like us, you prefer to rely on a team of professionals who will take care of all the logistics and paperwork for you. And the risk that Mr. Wiesik won't show up? Today we're entering a space that can be both the heart of the home and a battlefield. We're also talking about the kitchen, which in our clever oasis is open to the living room. And no, we won't be using advice from expensive designers. Instead, we'll look for a cheap solution so that it's practical, aesthetic, and most importantly, without spending a fortune. If you want to see how it turned out, stay with us until the end, and as always, give us a motivational subscribe to encourage us. You won't miss the next episode, and we'll have fun with it.
Just like you heard, today our mission is the kitchen. So I'm heading to the hardware store, hoping to catch some kind of promotion. While I'm at it, I'll check out different solutions and try to bring back something interesting.
Before you even start shopping for anything, do yourself a favor and measure your kitchen. Seriously? Without that, you might end up with furniture where opening one drawer blocks all the others. See where everything fits and write it down, even in the way Staba once showed. Use a regular phone to take some photos and mark dimensions on the printouts. In most stores, you'll find special areas with sample kitchens where you can get inspired by both small, compact solutions and those with a larger area. What's more, you also have phones or computers, so you don't even have to get off the couch to browse styles from modern through more rustic to classic ones. However, I always say that when you touch something, open a drawer or check how smoothly the doors move. That's when you really know what you want, and as you can see, Archie knows it well.
If you follow our Instagram, you probably already know what these boxes are. If not, go check it out and follow us, and you'll always be up to date with all the information. Here we have 2 ready-made furniture sets for a really small amount of money, and we'll prove that by assembling them, we can build a really functional and affordable kitchen.
The furniture is here so we can start assembling. The fronts make it clear which choice was made. This time, it's more of a rustic vibe rather than the modern gloss that reflects light like a mirror. Assembly is underway, with the usual screws, dowels, and puzzle-like parts to fit together per the instructions. Archie's early Lego training gave him valuable experience, so things are going smoothly for him. By the way, it's worth mentioning that the very shape of the kitchen can really make a difference in how comfortable it will be to cook in it. For us, the classic U shape will work best because it gives us 3 work zones and lets us use every free centimeter. But that's not the only solution. A single row layout with everything on one wall works well for small, narrow kitchens. The L shape is a universal option with a handy countertop between the sink and stove, but it may not work in very long, narrow rooms.
The furniture is already assembled. We did it efficiently. I'd say the instructions and assembly were even intuitive, so I'm off to get the countertops. I'll be back with them soon and we'll finish the rest.
Here, wood is ideal. It warms the interior and adds coziness. Well, a beach countertop will be perfect here. It's durable and looks so good that you just want to slice fresh bread on it already, but you'll have to wait a little longer for that.
We'll back in. Right to the door, so we don't have to carry it all. Wait for 2 knocks like a bar. But most importantly, I was able to cut the countertops in the store already. I hope everything is measured correctly. We need to carry all this, my friends, and ensure everything is measured correctly, because if I made a mistake, we'll have to cut it again. Well, simply...
So let's move on. I like his energy, as long as it doesn't burn out too quickly.
It's some kind of wardrobe.
Fortunately, RC handles obstacles like this with ease. Well, maybe with both hands. Unfortunately, all good things come to an end quickly because soon we have to carry solid beach countertops into the kitchen, and these definitely don't pretend to be light as feathers. The first placement on the cabinets and a quick check to see if everything fits. Whew, looks like it will work without any modifications.
From 2 wall cabinets, which we would normally have left over, but we won't because everything was planned from the very beginning. Of course, Well, we're going to make an island here.
Well, look at that. The kitchen enjoys surprises, and here's a clever idea. Just connect two cabinets into a single module. First, you install the boards that securely connect both frames, then you screw in the legs, ones that allow you to set the right distance from the floor. This isn't the time for precise carving, because everything will be hidden under the baseboards anyway. What matters here is stability, not aesthetics.
It will look great. I also cut the cover panel here. From the back it's gray, but as you can see, next to white it looks gray, but next to gray it looks white. You didn't understand this gray at all if we have white. It's gray, you see, so now, yes, but if this gray is next to a darker gray, then this gray becomes white. So what's the conclusion? We'll have to paint it gray, which is gray. Here, but don't worry, we have a place where we go, we put a small part underneath, we match the paint to the color, we'll paint this part gray, and that means gray, like this, like that, like this. Damn, what am I saying? All right, let's do it.
It's worth mentioning something that can be a real lifesaver in hardware stores, the paint mixing service. All you have to do is choose a color from the sample chart or bring a sample and they'll read the color, and in a moment you'll have exactly the shade you dreamed of. No more running around 10 different stores looking for that one perfect yellow or the ideal gray, so now it's time to assemble the island. My brother goes on top and on the side, immediately getting to work and showing that this is no longer just a set of cabinets, but a real piece of the kitchen command center.
We did one thing that, well, we rushed, that's all. At this point, I wouldn't put handles here. I would just do everything with push-pull, so the surfaces would be smooth. Look, now without handles. As you can see with handles, listen, I think it's really a matter of taste, but why did we put the fronts on this side and not on the inside? It's a simple thing, look, this whole 80 would be wasted, because if we turned it here, only a small piece of the front would stick out here. Do you understand me? I think it looks cool, but the handles are a matter of taste. Some people will like it, others won't, although the whole kitchen looks nice. If there are fronts here, let us know in the comments, and we'll keep going. Write it down.
Meanwhile, down here, the whole thing is finished off with baseboards, and since we managed to get the dream color for the fronts, why not paint everything so it looks like it's from a premium collection? But before the brush touches the surface, everything needs to be thoroughly sanded and then degreased, and as always, you have to arm yourself with patience. You can use the drying time, for example, to turn the cut-off island countertop into a windowsill. That way, the surface will be a bit longer and everything will look neat, so you can focus on the upper part.
Listen, when it comes to drilling holes and removing the dust, there are many ways to do it, as you've seen in many of our life hacks. But as it often happens in life, a vacuum cleaner does the job too. And the thing is, it's worth sticking some tape around, because the nozzle is usually black and dirty, and it's very easy to get the wall dirty, but this way it's fresh and neat.
Let's move on to the upper cabinets. Since the straight line is already marked, you can be sure that everything will hang just the way it should. And as you know, crooked cabinets can really ruin the view. Now all you have to do is mount them on the support rails, which take all the weight and keep the structure in check. With each additional cabinet, the kitchen is taking more and more shape. And now it's easy to imagine where the cups, plates, and all those things that magically multiply after every move will go.
Countertops made of solid wood very often, actually almost always, have very sharp corners. It's just that during the cutting process, that's how the edge is made. And you just need to use an oscillating tool, even gently. Of course you can use a router, but we do it very delicately. So with an oscillating tool, look how easily we can gently soften the corners.
Sharp edges can look harsh, so it's worth gently beveling them with an oscillating tool. It's quick, and you see the difference immediately. The countertop looks lighter and feels smoother. Since Archie already has the sander, he goes over the whole surface to remove imperfections from cutting and prepares it for the next steps.
And now it's time to start installing the fixtures. The hood is already in place, the induction cooktop is there too, and we have the sink. Look, unfortunately I have to make the hole myself. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, because look, we have a faucet and also a pump included for soap or detergent. Whoever wants to fill it with whatever they prefer, well, we have to make the holes for that ourselves. Some see it as a plus since they can make them anywhere, while others see it as a minus because they have to do it themselves.
If it must be done, it must be done. First, drill holes for the faucet and dish soap dispenser using a special hole saw drill bit. It's precise work, so there's no need to rush, so you don't break through or tear the material on the other side. When the holes are ready, it's time to fit the sink to the countertop. Trace the outer edge with a pencil, then cut a hole 1 centimeter smaller than the outline. To let the jigsaw blade in, just make holes in the corners and you can cut everything.
Thanks to that, this went smoothly, but unfortunately, this one didn't go so well. Along the grain, it's apparently very hard, and it wasn't enough for me. Well, it's okay, we have more.
Things don't always go smoothly, but unexpected benefits can arise. After cutting out the hole for the sink, we end up with a solid cutting board, kind of a freebie for the kitchen. Then you can start connecting the water so that it reaches the faucet without any problems. This is simple work with hoses, nothing is complicated. When everything is in place, just glue the sink from underneath with silicone and weigh it down for a few hours so everything sets nicely. You do exactly the same steps with the induction cooktop, so this kind of work is something any of you can easily do on your own without overpaying professionals. Finally, there's the installation of the kitchen hood, a few dowels, a couple of screws, and you can enjoy fresh air even when there's a real revolution happening in the frying pan.
These white sides, as you can see here and on that cabinet, we'll paint all of them the color you remember. I matched the paint to the baseboard and we'll use it for the sides too. We think it will look a bit nicer, more elegant, and not just standard white cabinets. And now we also want to finish this side here because as you can see, there's space above the countertop and we've decided to put shelves here, so shelves. Now, there are two options. Either we make it flush with the cabinet or we align it with the doors, and we both agreed that we'll align it with the doors. It will look nice when everything is gray, it will really turn out great.
Since the paint is already in use, there's no point in stopping halfway. The sides of the cabinets are also getting their share of color, and the whole kitchen is starting to look like someone has just closed an important chapter in it. Meanwhile, the idea for an extra shelf arose. It's nothing major, but you know how it is. There's always something worth having within reach. But also remember that the kitchen in the Clever Oasis has an extra space that we planned here. And that's exactly what the pantry is for.
At first glance, you can see there's no fridge, but believe us, we've preferred a certain solution for many years in the projects we do, and it works perfectly. If there's a pantry next to the kitchen, there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, if we place it nicely, it doesn't get in the way at all. The second thing is that there's no oven. These days, and also the target group for this house is more people who live dynamically, they don't necessarily have big 6-person families. We replaced the oven with an air fryer so it will find its place in the pantry, and when it's needed you can buy a large air fryer or a small air fryer. In just a few minutes, dinner for the family will be ready.
A small kitchen can feel spacious with these methods, of course.
We skip around, you have cabinets everywhere. We've never talked this long about things that don't exist.
But that's not all. By the way, check out the series where we cook really great things in the air fryer. That's why we decided to do it this way. All right, that's not all yet.
That was a little teaser. So now that you know the pantry belongs to the kitchen, in this episode we'll also organize it in a small, quick way.
The first thing we're gonna do is go to the company because we have a spare fridge there. We'll bring it here and you'll see.
One more thing, those fridges that aren't built in are often a bit bigger, they're cheaper, and they have slightly newer systems. Of course, I'm talking about the fact that built-in fridges also have, as you can see, all the systems, bells and whistles, but they'll be more expensive. That's just how it is in the world. Let's go.
A pantry by the kitchen is a small design choice, but it makes a big difference daily. Ideas like this sparked our adventure with a Clever Oasis. All solutions were planned mentally and on paper before construction began, even before the first excavator arrived. The result is a house where every corner serves a purpose and each stage is free of surprises, stress, or unexpected costs. From outer space, together with the team from Dompeu and Energy, we took the project from sketch to finished interiors. What's more, it didn't end with just the design. We also decided to build the house with them so we wouldn't have to call different specialists for everything and stress about deliveries. You'll decide for yourselves which path is best to take, but start by visiting spritnaoasa.pl.
What am I supposed to carry here?
But are you being serious now?
And what about the cart?
Jesus Mary, life hack, just carry it 8 meters.
Let's take it. I bought a special cart from Action.
Go fuck.
Because I won't go out.
Suck in your stomach. Transformers.
We can...
You know, we would have brought it in a long time ago. We would have set it up a long time ago.
Well, finally us.
But we're leaving the carpet. Go, go.
Now he believed, but you'll speak anyway. Arthur,
Good gadget or bad? Well, it works, so what can I tell you?
it blocked the cocoa.
As long as you haven't broken the fridge yet.
That's fine. The cocoa was just blocked.
As it happens in a relationship, sometimes there are some arguments, sometimes you have your ups together, but you still have to load the fridge onto the van. Of course, it's best to transport it standing up, but if you have no other option, do it at a slight angle. And since we're already on the road, take a look at another one of Arcee's talents. Kebab may be his #1 dish, but foraging in roadside berry bushes is his hidden passion. Where others see ordinary bushes, he sees a free orchard and a seasonal pantry.
All right, we've arrived at the base. Now we need to unload. But what, Claimer? You don't have your cart?
How satisfied he is.
Would you have gotten stuck here anyway? Actually, I'm satisfied. I'll have to carry the goods.
Let's go.
Kaleshek Archie with a buckle is a bit like Matt and Pat, but in a modern version. Instead of putting a bulb in the wrong socket, here it always works out as it should. A refrigerator is going into the pantry, and 2 cabinets will be placed next to it. The result is even more storage space, and you can never have too much of that in the kitchen. Because as we know, the more shelves you have, the greater the temptation to fill them up quickly, and that's exactly the point.
How do you make use of the space between the cabinets? There are a few solutions. You can install tiles here, but usually that means hiring a tiler to do it for you. It's not the cheapest option, but you can also order, for example, ready-made glass panels cut to size. That's nice because you just take some adhesive and stick the whole thing to the wall, but there's an even easier solution. There are decorative composite wall stickers that you can install yourself, as the manufacturer claims, easily, quickly, and on your own.
We chose stickers over traditional tiles. Before you start smiling, remember these aren't just ordinary stickers. The best part is the several meter strip between the countertop and upper cabinets is installed on the wall in under an hour. No glue, no tile cutting, and no professionals, just a measuring tape, utility knife, and patience.
It's time to oil the wooden countertops, and I'll tell you, as always, the difference will be dramatic.
Wooden countertops look great, but to keep them in good condition, you need to maintain them. Rub oil into the wood with a microfiber cloth to instantly enhance its color. And it looks like someone hit the refresh button. Finally, the last details are added, such as the baseboard or the lighting, which appears both in the kitchen and in the pantry. Thanks to this, the whole interior finally shows its character. The gray of the fronts, broken up by the warmth of the wooden countertops, creates a cozy effect without losing its modern flair. There's plenty of space here, making cooking enjoyable, especially with the pantry next door housing the fridge, which gave the kitchen extra room. Additional shelves and cabinets let you store supplies, appliances, and everything else that would normally end up in plain sight and make a mess in a regular kitchen. Thanks to this, the kitchen stays light and organized, and we have the comfort of knowing that everything we need is literally just 2 steps away. As you can see, a well thought out design is not just about looks, but also about everyday convenience. How much did all of this cost? On the board, you can see a summary of the prices, and for a detailed breakdown, as always, we invite you to check the description below the video, where all the elements are listed one by one.
Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episodes.
See you in the next episodes.
It's time to drive out, and it is. Arthur Chapeau Bass. Thanks for watching.
And see you in the next ones.
Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episodes.
Listen, so, as we said before, if there was a fridge here, this countertop wouldn't be here anymore, right? And this cabinet for the broom would be gone too.
But there's a scythe here. What would you keep in these boxes?
That I don't use. So, you know, that vegetable sharpener.
Great. I'm starting episode 2 since Arcee's living room is being made now. I came in and started talking in your kingdom. Please say goodbye.
Yes?
The kitchen is just part of the story since it doesn't work on its own. Next to it is the living room, forming one open space, and that's where we're heading in the next episode. To see how these rooms come together creatively, check out the No channel. There's a lot coming up.